Let's see. Wait, when I use that chair, I don't want to. My name is Casey. Welcome to the Sports Channel. Wow, what a game yesterday! What a game yesterday! A lot of game went down yesterday, but today we just want to talk about. First, we're going to talk about the Arsenal game that went down yesterday. Arsenal, are they out of the title race? Are they out of the title race? My name is Casey once again, but I'm not alone in the studio. I'm with my friend, my brother. Gift, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How you doing?
Why I'm greeting like this, because I know you're an Arsenal fan.
In fact,
So what's up? What really happened? What really went down yesterday?
well, I did watch that match. I was watching the game yesterday with so much, will I say, annoyance. I felt like you are in a title race for a football club, and there should be this urgency. When you're playing a team like Everton, we know the manager already, Sean Dyche. Even while he was at Burnley, he's a manager that always likes to play reserved. Once he knows that he doesn't have anything against you, he will sit back. And I was expecting that Arsenal would bring up this setup and just break down a lot of their blocks and everything. But it just looks like the same story 2-3 years ago was repeating itself, and it seemed like we didn't learn from our mistakes in the past, and it was really annoying to watch. In fact, I it's painful.
Anyway, just take
It's
it easy.
painful.
I told a friend of mine who's an Arsenal fan. I said, look, Mikel Arteta, he doesn't have what it takes to win the league title for Arsenal. That is the truth. As after he left Man City, when he was with Pep Guardiola in Man City, he took over Arsenal job. That was his first big club, his manager, which is Arsenal. I said, look, this guy doesn't have what it takes to win the league title for Arsenal. And he's really sure right now. He has spent 5 years in Arsenal right now without a league title. And Mikel Arteta, he got the best support you can talk of. And after Arsene Wenger left Arsenal, I think he's the next manager that got the big support. The sporting director, the former sporting director, which is Edu, gave him the support that he needs, to achieve. Arsenal has spent a lot of money. Still, the same old story. And look at what happened yesterday. Now what really happened? Why will he substitute Odegaard? In the first half of the game, Odegaard was not in the game, but I was thinking he should allow Odegaard to continue, because you and I know that Odegaard and Saka are the brain behind the Arsenal team. So why bring in Nathan Waneri, taking off Odegaard?
Well, I would like to start from the statement you made about Arteta not being capable of winning the league. But this is what I see. I think in the past few seasons, we've seen Arsenal perform at a very top level. And when you look at the league title winners, like let's look at Manchester City, for example. I think for the past 2 seasons, Arsenal has finished second beside Manchester City. And then you look at the points gap. I think the points that Arsenal end up with, they are worthy of, they are title winning kind of points. You can win the league with 80 points. We've seen teams win the league with 80 points. We've seen teams win the league. I think last season it was about 87 points. I think that he has the team that can win the league. I think it's down to some unfortunate circumstances.
What are the circumstances that are happening every season? See,
I agree with you.
Look, it is hard time Arsenal fans should accept this. Look, Arteta doesn't have what it takes. That's number one. Number two, look at the front lines right now. A club that wants to win a title, not with a player like Havertz, not a player like Gabriel Jesus that can't get you the numbers. For crying out loud, other teams are dropping points. Liverpool are dropping points. And we expect Arsenal to capitalize on that. And look at what their performance last week and yesterday. It was a shambolic performance for me.
I'm going to agree with you on that because I think the forward line it's not there's no much firepower for the Arsenal forward line at the moment. You look at the likes of Kai Havertz, Gabriel Martinelli. I think Kai Havertz he has been instrumental to the Arsenal squad, but he's not that striker that will give you 20-30 goals in a season. And at the moment, Arsenal needs a striker like that because if you want to compete against teams like Manchester City, even Chelsea, even Liverpool, at the moment, if you want to contest against teams like that, you need firepower in your attack. And we can see the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling. I think right now, the only two attackers at Arsenal that I can beat my chest and say when they are on the pitch, we can get something is Leandro Trossard and Bukayo Saka. Aside those two, it's been very, very disappointing from the rest of the attack line. And when we talk about firepower for Arsenal, I really don't know why till now. Last season it was a great opportunity for them to seize some quality talent in the transfer market, and then they delayed. And you sit and you wonder as an Arsenal fan, why do they have to make such mistakes? Why do they have to make such decisions for the club like that? And we could see it was so obvious they were pursuing the likes of Benjamin. We saw some big names that they were pursuing. And then it's always the same story with Arsenal in every transfer market. We like this player, we want this player, we never get the player. So it's high time for the club to sit down, go to their drawing board, identify a player and go all out for the player. I like the strategy they did with Gabriel Jesus. Even the strategy with Declan Rice as at then, they knew that this was the talent that they needed, and then they went all out for that talent. I think it is time for Arsenal to identify potential talent. We have the likes of Rafael Leao in the market, Nico Williams in the market, you have Victor Gyökeres. There are so many big names right now in the market, and Arsenal just needs to identify one talent and then go all out for that.
And it will be difficult for Arsenal right now because we know when Edu was the sporting director, Edu being an experienced ex-player that he was, an experienced sporting director, his influence alone brings a lot of big players. Right now Edu is no more there. I believe a lot of players will not want to come to Arsenal. For me, that's the thing. And again, I'm talking of look at Raheem Sterling. What's the essence of bringing Raheem Sterling on loan? And he's not going to get in game time. And I think at this point in time in the season, Arsenal need a player like Raheem Sterling experience. I'm telling you, because look, Martinelli is not there. Martinelli, his performance now showed that look, he's a one city wonder player. He has not been himself. You understand? Look at what happened yesterday. Playing against a 37 or 38 years Ashley Young, and he can't even pass it. For crying out loud. You understand? It's just, for me, it was a shambolic performance. Nothing.
I always like to stand for my players every time, but it's getting to the point where you need to use the whip on Martinelli. You have to.
Whip.
In fact, he needs that whip at this point.
Serious whip.
You tell me why, as an attacking minded player, you can't beat your marker. You get into the box and then you make consistently every time. You're always making wrong decisions every single time. When you're supposed to pass, you try to shoot. When you're supposed to shoot, you want to pass, and it's getting frustrating. I think at this point, Arsenal fans, their frustration is reasonable. You can consider such frustrations on players like Gabriel Martinelli at the moment, and even for Kai Havertz, I think his sluggishness is becoming to look more like a downside to his game. He has been instrumental for the squad. I'm not going to lie, because Arsenal, you can see that Arteta finds it very difficult to sub him out of matches.
Because he has a choice.
Yes,
he doesn't have option.
I think it's more like Havertz has a presence on the pitch.
You can't take anything from Havertz. He's a good player.
A quality
you can't
player.
take anything from him. Both in the national team, the club side. But he's this kind of player. For me, Havertz is this kind of player. He's not a player you rely on to get you the numbers. True. He needs somebody also there that will help him. That will take the attention from him. True. That's when you see the best of Havertz.
That's when exactly. I think he's more like a supporting striker kind of player. You are very correct.
That's the problem is having right now.
You are very correct. This it all speaks that Arsenal at the moment should get a centre forward that is capable of banging in the goals. You have the likes of Victor Osimhen in the market.
For crying out loud. Even though I overheard is it Roy Paulo or who, one of the ex-players of Arsenal said something. Said, look, Arteta should go to the market. The January is around the corner.
100.
Imagine Osimhen in Arsenal team.
In fact,
Imagine.
they become unstoppable at a
Because
straight
in every
goal.
department, they're okay with Osimhen at the point man for crying out loud, a lot of goals.
No.
Seriously. And again, in as much as you blame the players, also me, I blame the manager. Also, both sides they have blames. You understand? The manager is not because yesterday he showed in a game like what happened yesterday. Everton came with the game plan. I was game plan. Just sit at the back, hit Arsenal on the counter, and that was exactly what they were doing yesterday. Yes. They frustrated Arsenal, and they got to a point. Arteta he lost ideas, doesn't even know what else to do. But imagine when you have a goal puncher in your team, you're going to find a way. But the worst thing he did for me when he stopped Odegaard, for me it was a wrong decision.
Well,
it was a wrong substitution for me.
The substitution of Martin Odegaard,
even Declan
Rice. I don't know if it comes down to injuries or if it's down to tactics. At some point, we saw that Arsenal were playing more. They wanted to control the game more than they even wanted to attack. That was in the first half and even at some point in the second half. But when you bring in the likes of Jorginho, we already know the picture he's trying to paint.
Yeah.
When you are bringing in Jorginho, you always want to play forward. You want to attack at every point. And then the likes of Ethan Nwaneri coming into the squad, I still think when you look at it from a tactical point of view, you see it that Ethan Nwaneri is a very direct player.
Yeah.
When you give him the ball, if he sees a chance to shoot, he shoots.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of shooting. So I think when he brought in such players, the only downside where I started to feel like he was still trying to create that balance was when he brought in Gabriel Jesus. I think he could have brought in someone faster. Leandro Trossard and probably Raheem Sterling would have done the job.
I was thinking he's going to bring in Sterling that kind of game.
Exactly. I think Sterling would have done the job at the moment because when you brought in Gabriel Jesus, you didn't take out Gabriel Martinelli. So why did you bring in Trossard? He was, in fact,
Martinelli there.
The decisions he made yesterday, they were frustrating. To be honest, it was frustrating. But we also look at it that I think there's a limit. He's limited in the squad at the moment because you look at the defense line, we can see that we've been struggling with injuries in the defense. And the likes of Ricardo Calafiori, Ben White, they've not been in the squad, and it has really affected the structure of the team. Not to say that Lewis Kelly, that was the young lad that played yesterday, didn't do well. I think he did very well, but there's still some cutting edge that comes from the likes of Calafiori, Ben White that we did not have yesterday. So, but it's still not an excuse because against Monaco,
because
we won.
You guys won.
So. In fact, I don't like to show my frustration for an Arsenal match, but the game against Everton, I just felt like it was something that had happened before and it's happening again, and it was like we did not learn from our mistakes.
Arsenal, that's the problem. They've not learned.
Everton has done this same thing. So it was so obvious that they didn't even come to win.
No, of course.
When at some point they were playing, and then they were trying to maintain their the clean sheet even more than they were trying to. They had so many chances of scoring, but they didn't want to force themselves because they felt like if we go all out, Arsenal may use a quick counter and punish us. And they didn't want to do all that.
They tried that. 1 or 2 times they tried that.
They tried it.
And Arsenal capitalized on almost scored.
Almost scored, yes.
When you're playing against a team that sit back like that, what you need to do, you need a player, an attacker that knows how to find his role, which is someone like Restender that commits them. Imagine telling that in their game yesterday. You need to commit. Just keep committing the defense. You'll get a goal. But
100% correct. In fact, I did not see the need for Gabriel Jesus in that game yesterday. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player.
No, you can't say anything from me.
Raheem Sterling coming into that match yesterday was what we needed. Yeah. We needed a player like Sterling who would always run against Ashley Young. He would make those runs every time against Ashley. In fact, the frustration is too much. Mikel Arteta, you're doing a good job, but please, you need to the structure or the way you set up second half, some of the substitutions you make, I think that's where you get it wrong most of the time. Yeah. And if it comes down to you getting, someone to help you, maybe an assistant coach that is an expert in that, you get him in. Because I think that aspect needs to be worked on. We've seen him do some things like that this season. And I would like to talk about something actually. It just crossed my mind. The fact that Arsenal has played 3 matches in the Premier League without scoring. it's a bad call if you are fighting for the title.
Red flag.
It's a red flag. It's a serious red flag.
A team that's fighting for the title, playing the dream without a goal, that shows that they're not ready.
That's a red flag.
Now, imagine, look, I said it, look, Emery, that's the former goal that was when he was
Unai Emery, yes.
Emery. If he has gotten the support, the present coach is getting, Arteta is getting right, I believe he would have won the league with Arsenal by now. He would have, because Arteta is getting the best support of his life right now. But still, not in the right. So now, let me ask you, the general is around the corner. What area do you think Arsenal should pivot their squad?
Well, I think at the moment we need a centre back that can support Saliba in case Saliba goes injured. We obviously have the likes of Timber and Ben White, but we are not sure if they will be fit. Yeah. So we need a centre back that is fit, that can support Saliba. Any moment Saliba may be injured or something. And then I don't think we have any issues with the midfield. The midfield so far it's been okay. Even if Partey goes out, I still think the midfield is okay because we have Odegaard, Declan Rice, Mikel Merino, Nwaneri. We still have some capable hands in the midfield.
These midfielders are okay for you to win the title?
I think so far where we've been having the issue has been from the attack. The most of the games I've watched Arsenal play, I've seen that midfield dominance. We've been dominating the game even from the midfield. Only a few teams in Europe right now can boast that they can dominate Arsenal in the midfield. Only a few teams, and when I call a few teams, I think just the likes of Barcelona and maybe
it's not about dominating, it's about what you do with it.
Exactly. So I think that Arsenal's midfield at the moment is still okay. If you are asking me, just like we are discussing, I still think that Arsenal's midfield is okay, but where the area has to be focused on more, from the left wing, you need a player that beats his marker 80% of the time.
You're right.
A player that beats the marker and a front runner. You need somebody who is always going to make the run, not somebody who is always coming back looking for the ball. You play back, you always make back passes. At some point, I started to call Martinelli a back pass merchant because he gets the ball, he runs forward, he turns back, he passes back. He doesn't do anything. That cutting edge is not there. So you need an attacker that can cut through opposition defenses. Someone, when you look at City, you look at Doku, you see a proper winger. I'm not saying he's the best of all wingers, but I think Jeremy Doku he's an example in the Premier League of a winger that Arsenal should be getting. And then you have wingers like that in the market. You have the likes of Nico Williams, Rafael out there in the market. And then the centre forward. We need a centre forward at the moment. We need a centre forward. And then I still think that the midfield is okay. But I think the instructions that Mikel Arteta gives to the midfield is where the problem is. You can see that Lewis Kelly, you can see the pre-assist he gave the game against Monaco. You can see we don't have midfielders that are giving such passes at Arsenal. Let's be honest. Arsenal Football Club, we always have midfielders that they go out wide, they play the ball out wide, and then they look for a route how we can get the ball from wide areas to the central areas. That's what we've been doing. We need midfielders that can give those passes, between the line passes. Martin Odegaard has the capacity to do that, but I feel it's down to the instructions that he's being given at Arsenal. I think that he needs more freedom to give such passes. We need to take more risk. We need players that take risk, even from the midfield.
No, you're right. You're right again, because
it's an area I think that
a lot of areas. Look at. Imagine Arsenal without Saka. Imagine Arsenal without Odegaard. These two players alone, with these two guys, take these two players out of Arsenal. Arsenal is gone. So that's why I said for Arteta to compete in the league this season, he needs to go to the market and get players, because what wins your title is your squad depth. If you don't have a squad depth, forget you're not going to win the title. Go back and check when Manchester City won the title. And that's exactly what's working for Liverpool, right?
The treble winning season.
The treble season.
Now, this is it. This is it. When you look at that treble winning season for Manchester City, if you remember, the first half of the season, City were scoring goals. They were banging in goals. And then the second half of the season, I think a few of their players got injured early in the season. And then they came back eventually. And then John Stones came back from injury. And then that was the genesis of City's unbeaten run. They were playing defensively like no other. I remember the quarterfinals against Bayern Munich. Bayern tried everything that they could, but there was no space to exploit. The game against Madrid, the same thing. I think that Mikel Arteta is playing the tactics he's supposed to play at the end of the season is what he's using now. That's the defensive part of the game. He's playing so defensive this season, and then we are not seeing the results in the attack. And I think that we need to start attacking now. Take more risk now. This is the time to take risk.
I think he's scared of taking risk.
That's the problem. He's always scared of taking.
Yeah. You can't be a champion without taking risk. Risk is part of the game.
You need to take risk.
If it works for you, fine. If it doesn't work for you, fine. So that's just one thing about Arteta.
Especially in this part of the season, that's when you need to take. You score the goals now.
Yeah.
Bring in all the goals now, and then later on, you can try to defend. You can keep the game balanced. You defend most of the time, because when you come January, February, once it's February, you already know that you are having so many run of games, and you need your players fit, and that is when you need to start playing defensively. That's when you need to start. You need to conserve your energy. The compactness of the team needs to be all there. But now I don't know. I'm just scared. I'm scared.
Let's just as the day goes by, let's see how you're gonna go. But like I said, let's hope and see what will happen in January. If Arteta will learn his lesson and go to the market, because one thing about football is the way the football market right now is money. If you have money, you get the best players you want. So let's hope and see how Arteta will go about it.
So what do you think? What do you think if Arsenal should go to the transfer window, the transfer market rather, in January?
Yeah.
What do you think? Let's keep the buyers aside.
Okay.
You come in as, probably you've been consulted as a scout,
okay.
Yes, or maybe as a consultant, a coaching consultant or something, and then they ask you, which areas do you think we should reinforce, and what are the players we should get in January?
That is what I said. That's what I just asked you. Look, you only guys need a player like Osimhen right now. An attacker who is fearless.
But Osimhen is not willing to. He's not willing to.
No. Don't say he's not willing. It's all about negotiation. It's all about your bargaining power. That's just what football is all about. We've seen players that you say, okay, he's already going to leave. By the end of the day, he will leave during the January transfer. So it has to do with your transfer, your bargaining. So that's the thing. Arsenal should go there, talk to him, convince his manager. Talk to Napoli also. What matters is we have to break the bank to get a player like Osimhen. You see, and Martinelli, they just need a player that will put him on toes. Martinelli is a good player. You can't take it from him. But the thing is that I feel he's too relaxed right now. He needs somebody that will come in there and make it to sit up. You understand? So that's the thing. Even Saka himself needs rest. He has really worked hard, both in the Three Lions, both in the clubs. Saka is always playing, so he needs rest. Same thing with Odegaard. You need a player again that will make Odegaard to rest and come with at least players to refresh himself. When you give a player a chance to rest, whenever they're coming to the player play, he come fresh. That's just one thing Arteta needs. So, but Arteta himself needs to talk to himself. He needs to take more risk if he really wants to win the title. But with this other team, I'm scared for Arsenal.
I'm scared. I'm scared. So, I have to agree with you. I'm scared. I don't like to show my fear.
It's not only you. A lot of Arsenal fans are worried. A lot of Arsenal. I listened to a lot of them yesterday. Somebody called me like blah blah blah. I said, look, that is just the truth. Arsenal need to really wake up. But for this team, Arsenal still have a long way to go. Now again, let's talk about Liverpool. Champions displayed by Liverpool yesterday. Even when you're a man down, what is really working for Liverpool?
That is pure class from a team like Liverpool. In fact, I was sitting, I was watching both games at the same time, and that was the reason why I was even very angry, because right from the beginning of the season, I've not always given Liverpool that respect. I see that they are doing a great job, but I've not been really scared of Liverpool, But yesterday, Liverpool were losing even with 11 men on the pitch, and it was as if Fulham were not giving them any breathing space. We could see Andres Pereira, Alex Iwobi, Harry Wilson. They were giving them every time. They were hitting Liverpool really hard, and that was the result for the red card on Robertson actually. But immediately Robertson was sent off. I saw a different part of Liverpool. Luis Diaz was activated. Cody Gakpo, Mohamed Salah, the whole unit just switched on.
Yeah, but it just changed.
Everything changed. Liverpool, in fact, I started asking, I said, did Fulham remove one player from the pitch? Or did they have any injured player on the pitch? In fact, the pressure from Liverpool was too much. And that's what you do as champions. That's how to attack games. That's how to challenge for a
Let's
title.
give it to Anslot. He has turned the club around. He has turned everything around his club.
Kudos to Anslot.
Because everyone thought, nobody believed that look, a new manager will come into this team and change everything about the team. After Klopp left, we all thought Liverpool would struggle. They have the players already. You can't take it away from Liverpool. But we all thought if a new manager in town, a new sheriff in town, it would take them time to get themselves. But they just came, just started blowing everybody away. And look at what happened yesterday against what. Now you see, this is what we talk about champion, the mentality. That is different between Liverpool and Arsenal. Liverpool has a mentality of winning mentality.
Yes.
That's what they have inside.
And it shows on the
pitch. It shows on the pitch. But Arsenal don't have that. It shows. Even when they were one man down, there are some teams that will give up. They're playing at home, but the pressure, the Fulham we are not slowing down. The Fulham team were coming at them. They were coming at them. They were coming at them so hard.
Very correct.
But at the end of what happened, you saw the best of Liverpool. Oh. They have a lot in their time.
It was 1-0. They came in 1. Jota.
That guy is something else.
That goal. It's becoming a routine for Jota that he goes off injured, and when he comes back, he just has to give that trademark goal. Yeah. He just has to introduce himself that yes, he's on.
But I felt the reason is because this. When you have a club where you have a lot of options, a lot of squad depth. You know that when you're injured or when you're not in form, you need to come back strong because you know your position at stake. Look at Darwin Núñez is there, Mo Salah is there, Gago is there, Diaz is there. A lot of options are there. So whenever you have the opportunity, bro, man, you just have to take your shot. And that is exactly what Jota did. When he came in, he just have to hit it. That's it. But with the performance right now, do you think Liverpool can win the title?
Liverpool.
You're sure of well. No, for me, I think you're in the right direction.
I think if we are going to look at this title race this season, it's going to be down to your squad depth, the quality of players you have in your team as well. And we can arguably say that Liverpool at the moment, they have, 3-4 players that when you look at them and you compare them to the rest in the squad or to other players in the whole of Europe, they stand out. And these players, Van Dijk.
Yeah, he's in the best form of his life, right?
The best form of his life. Arnold. And then Salah. When you look at these 3 players, and you have to also give credit to the goalkeeping department. Yeah. I think Kelleher did a very good job while Alisson was away. And even as Alisson is back, we could see that even yesterday he did a very good job.
It was Alisson, right? That is what we're talking about.
So they have.
You have to do well.
They have that core of players that can win the title for them. When you call these players, they are arguably the best in their department at the moment. And it makes me scared at the same time because I feel they have quality players. Let's be honest. There are quality players in that Liverpool squad. Quality players. But when you compare that squad to the likes of City, you compare that squad to the likes of Arsenal and even probably Chelsea, I think there is more balance in other teams than there is in Liverpool. I don't know if it's just me that's seen it, but I feel there is more balance in other teams such as City, Arsenal, and probably Chelsea to an extent, than there is at Liverpool. If you take out those 3 core players, the rest of them, they can't assure you that they will win a football match.
I doubt to believe you. I don't believe you. Why? The reason is because we've seen games where Salah didn't come to the party. Darwin Núñez is there to get his goal, to go to the goal. Same thing with other players. So I think.
But don't you think it's beginning of season syndrome? We are just 16 games, 17 games.
It doesn't mean these guys are playing in Europe, also playing the league, also. So playing out loud. So let's give it to them. They have enough in the tank. So without these 3 players just mentioned that, I'm telling you, Liverpool will still fly. They're definitely going to fly.
Well, I would like to see Liverpool fly without these players that have been mentioned. Because just like I said, they have quality players, just like I said. But when it comes to these big games, you are playing a big game against, let's say, probably against the likes of City, Arsenal, Chelsea, United, and even Tottenham. And
Please don't mention Tottenham.
no. There's a point I'm trying to raise.
Okay,
I'm trying to.
don't leave Tottenham, please. Leave Tottenham. Don't say Tottenham. All of them, please don't mention their name, please. Yeah.
Okay. But let's just keep them. I won't mention them again. But let's have them at the back of our mind.
Okay.
So the point I'm trying to raise is when it gets tough for Liverpool, we could see even yesterday we could see that it just took the brilliance of Salah for Liverpool to create something. The goal, Cody Gakpo's goal.
Yeah.
So I think that when those mentalities are not there on the pitch for Liverpool and they are playing quite difficult games, they won't get the kind of results that they're getting now. That's the reason why I'm saying this. So because I feel like the likes of City can pull off results even without their major players like Haaland. We've seen them do it. The likes of Arsenal can
right
also
now,
pull.
look at the situation of things with the club right now without Rodri. Is he not showing? He's showing. Everybody's glaring. Everybody's seeing it. Everybody's seeing that.
It's obvious. It's obvious actually. You caught me there.
Obvious.
You caught me there. But I'm trying to look at. I don't want to look at it from a point of recency. I want to see it from what we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
This is a record that City has kept in the past.
City of last season.
So that's where I'm looking at it from. That's the basis I'm looking at it from. And then you look at the likes of Arsenal. We've seen Arsenal. We could see earlier this season when Odegaard was not there, they were still able to grind in results. Even we played against Liverpool. The likes of Gabriel Magalhaes had to get out, leave the pitch at some point due to injuries, and we're still able to get results. This is where I'm driving at. I think William Saliba didn't play that game as well against Liverpool, and we're still able to get a result against Liverpool, even though I feel we should have won that game because to an extent I feel we dominated Liverpool. I felt like we dominated Liverpool. But where I'm driving at is that I think that Arsenal can grind out results without their major players.
Are you sure?
We've seen
Are you sure?
We've been seeing
No,
it.
they struggled. No, when Odegaard was not there, when he was injured, he showed it was glaring. It was difficult for Arsenal.
It was actually.
But it's not like that with Liverpool. That's just for me. What Slot did in this Liverpool team is he gave everybody, every player in that team, to believe in himself. That look, without Salah, you guys are good to go.
You are good to go.
You understand?
Yes.
And that's the mentality right now in the Liverpool team. You can see what Jota is doing because it's also glaring. So for me, Slot is in the right direction, and Liverpool, I can beat my chest and tell you that look, they're going to end well this season. Because I'm not seeing any. The only team right now where we're like, okay, that have enough in the attack now to compete with them is Chelsea. But Man City is struggling. Same thing with Arsenal. For me, Arsenal, they are good when it comes to playing second feeder in the team. When it comes to table, not being enforced. Whenever Arsenal is topping the table, there is under pressure. They don't keep the momentum. But when they come from second, third, you'll see keep playing like that. So for Liverpool, for what Slot has done, he has done well for Liverpool. So for me, Liverpool, they are good to go. Now the game going to take place again this evening, bro. And United chances against City. What do you think? United chances against City. This is a two struggling team. Yeah, I would call them a two-year yoke team. City, they're not the best of their life right now. Pep is under pressure. I'm telling you, he's under pressure. Something with Manchester United, they've not really hit the ground running. I'm talking of Ruben Amorim, the new manager. But he should thank his stars in the Europa Cup. They won the game. That coming to this game without winning the Europa Cup is enough motivation for them. And Man City, look at what happened to them in the Champions League. They lost. So coming to this big game, what do you think? What are the chances of United?
Chances for United. I think United have a chance. Because right now, the Europa League game for United, I think 3 days ago, it showed that United still have that drive. They may be struggling, but they still have that drive. And United is one team that you can never write them off in a derby match. The only thing you can do is make sure that you limit them 100%. Let them have nothing against you. But if Man U have one sniff at goal, if you just give them a chance once, that mentality will come upon them that, okay, there's something we can fight for. And they will use everything that they need to get that result. And the reason why I'm saying this is because City, just like you said, they are not in their best form. United will not want to play a game against City that is not on form and look poor.
And a rival for that matter.
And they are a rival. So any rivalry game for United at this moment is a do or die. You either win or you go home. You know, so for Ruben Amorim, I feel this is his opportunity to stamp his feet, hit the ground running.
After losing against Arsenal.
After losing against Arsenal.
You don't want to lose again against Man City.
He shouldn't have to lose against City because it's so obvious. City are not in their best form. We've seen so many loopholes in the City squad at the moment. Exploit those loopholes. Your United squad at the moment, we know they are not of best quality, but you have the likes of Rasmus Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, they are on blistering form at the moment. Bruno Fernandes, who can punish anybody, anytime. He just needs that space. He just needs that freedom. You know, so I think Manchester United has a goal against City today. The game is just a few hours from now, and we are going to see what we are talking about actually. But I still think that City can punish them because at the moment City's attack is more lethal than that of United's attack is more lethal than that of City in the sense that you have the likes of Amadia.
That guy is on the best form of his life right now.
He's on the best form of his life. The way he plays with so much assurance.
Confident.
When he drives, he's driving. He knows that there's a result. He's going to get something. He's not scared of anybody.
Not scared.
Nobody.
And that's the kind of spirit Manchester United need right now. Now you see this game this evening. I think City, Pep Guardiola is going to come into this game under pressure. Why do I say so? Listen to Ruben Amorim when he was in Sporting CP. You know, that's bashing. You know, before he left Sporting CP to Manchester United, he would not want to. So it to happen himself again today. Pep want to prove a point.
And that is
he wants to prove a point. And Ruben Amorim himself want to prove a point.
Yes.
So it's a battle of two managers, a battle of two teams.
I think it won't be too hard for Amorim because he knows how to beat City already. He has done it. He has done it before. He did it with Sport, and he will do it again. I want him to do it again.
I'm Manchester United fan, so I'm thinking for Manchester United.
It's not like I'm supporting United at the moment, but I think I want him to do it again. Yeah. We are at that point. We are at that period of the season where we really need City to drop points. Me, for my own bias, let them drop the points. Make City drop them. They should drop it. Even if it is 8th, 9th, they finish this. Let them finish. What now? They've dominated the league too much. It's time to go down.
No, you're being biased right now.
Go down, City.
No, you're being biased. No, the thing is, even as a Manchester United fan, I want them to go down. That's the truth because Manchester United they've been in wilderness for years. They've gone through a lot. You know, even when Ruben Amorim took over the job, I'm one of those that said, look, Van Nistelrooy should remain. But unfortunately, he came with his own staffs and he went to Leicester City, which at least is not a bad place for him to start. You know, which is Van Nistelrooy. But Ruben Amorim, you know, Manchester United right now, bringing him right now, that's the kind of manager Manchester United need. They need a manager that will come and change, you know, everything about the club, which he's doing right now. But for this evening game, seriously, I would love him to start in that attack. I want to see Diallo, I want to see Garnacho, and I want to see Rasmus Højlund, you know, in that offer because these are three players that look, they are not scared of taking risk. And right now, Manchester City are really going through a lot. So they should just like you said, they should capitalize on it right now. And the defense of Manchester City are really struggling right now.
Yes.
The Akanjis, an attacker is injured. I don't know if he's going to play this evening. Even Walker also. Age is catching. For me, Manchester City problem is age. Age begin to catch up with them. Walker is getting down. It's old.
That's a valid point.
So they should start thinking life after Walker.
That's a valid point actually. I would like us to look at this game properly. I would like us to really analyze the game because it's one of the biggest games you can find in the Premier League at the moment. I think
in the world right now.
In the world, yes.
Games
I give United that respect. I think United they are there. They are up there. Whenever they play any big match, it's always a big game because they are there. So, but when you look, you made mention of the lineup. You made mention of the players that you're expecting to see in the game between City and United. And from what I am seeing here, I think that sorry for the the viewers that can't see what we are seeing actually.
Mm.
Maybe we'll look for a way that they can see what we are seeing now. But I think that first of all, let's look at the firepower from City and from United.
United, yeah.
We can see here that obviously Bruno Fernandes is in a better form than Kevin De Bruyne at the moment. And do you think that the results will be dependent on these two players?
Of course, it will depend. The reason is because once your midfield, once you solid your midfield, one thing about Bruno is one player. He's the link between the defense, the midfield, and the attack of Manchester United. And one thing about Bruno, he's the best of his life right now. He can shoot, he can pass, he has energy. But in terms of De Bruyne, of late, the struggle of injury has not really been kind to him. And you can't talk of Bruno of last season. It's not the Bruno we used to know right now. So Bruno right now, I think the battle today is going to set in the midfield. He's going to settle in the midfield. Whoever settle in the midfield wins the game. That's me. And just like I said, I'm talking of Garnacho and Rashford Holland and Diallo. These three players up front, I'm telling you, they are good to go. Manchester United are good to go.
United are good to go.
They are good to go.
You talked about the midfield. You talked about the battle being won in the midfield. Now, Manuel Ugarte. Even the game against Arsenal, I think he has been solid.
No, you can't take anything from Ugarte. Ugarte, since Ugarte in that midfield, he gives Manchester United depth, he gives Manchester United balance, he brings stability in that midfield. That's Ugarte himself, and that's why I said having him there. Since Kobe Mino, I don't know if he's going to play, I don't know if he's going to line up, but if he's not there, well, we know what he too can bring to the table whenever he's in the midfield of Manchester United. But if he's not there, at least Ugarte himself, it makes the job easy for Bruno. One thing about Bruno is this: he plays. If you want to see the best of Bruno, allow him to play the free role. Give him that space. That's where you see the best of Bruno. And for Manchester City today, look at the lineup. Just like I said, Gundogan again. These guys are normal. There. Gundogan is not what the Gundogan we used to know when he was in Manchester United last 2 seasons before he left to Barcelona. He has not been himself. And I said it complex. I said the worst mistake the manager made, which is what's it called? Pep made was bringing him back to Manchester City. He should have allowed him to remain there in Manchester.
We talked about it
Barcelona or let him move to somewhere else. But this shows that. But him, Pep Guardiola, what he has shown this season, for me, it shows that look, he can't work with players that don't make name. That's the thing, because I don't see any reason why he's bringing Gundogan back into the fold, into Manchester City. He should allow him to go and build a new team. And we've seen Pep right now, with the new players he has right now, they're not getting the result. What is the problem?
I think just like you said, the feet, they are tired. They are getting tired at City. The likes of, in fact, you can call so many players. They only have a few players that are really young in Gajol, Haaland, maybe Rico Luis. Yeah. But when you look at the core of City, and Savio the Brazilian, yes. But when you look at the core, I think they have so many tired foots already. The likes of De Bruyne, Gundogan, Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, even though he's not so old, Ederson, and as well Bernardo Silva. So all these guys, I think they already have their foot is wearing out. And the game today, we will not be seeing Rico Luis actually because he's been suspended. Yeah. I think the game against Crystal Palace got a red card. Yeah. So when I'm still looking at this, potential lineup here, and I'm trying to evaluate.
Mino is there.
Hopefully he plays. I think
the only challenge I'm having right now is the defense of Man United. Delete this, although he has of late, he's beginning to get used to the Premier League.
Yes,
and again, Onana, the goalkeeper. Onana should be very careful.
Onana should be careful.
He should be careful. I think he's just because if not, if you look at the past two games right now, Onana has been making some kind of bad decision. Almost called Manchester United games. We saw that last week. We saw that in the Europa Cup. We saw that. So he has to be on his toe. He has to be decisive right now. If not, you're going to tell on them. So, but delete. He's won't play again. I'm not. For me, seriously, I don't have that confidence in him.
For the league,
Yeah, I don't.
I think he's one of the best players when it comes to aerial prowess. Haaland has
His
nothing
physique,
on him.
yeah.
Yes, he's
He has
because
the
of his
physique.
physique.
He has the physique.
He's going to. I can assure you that the league will win every single area battle that he encounters.
But sometimes he gets carried away.
Yes, actually,
That's just one thing about him. He gets carried away sometimes.
he wasn't able. I think he wasn't able to sort that out. He didn't learn that while he was still much younger, and it affected his game actually. But the reason why I'm still looking at this is I'm still trying to evaluate this midfield because I still feel like Ugarte, Mainu, Bruno is still insufficient against a midfield of De Bruyne, Silva, Gundogan.
Man, these guys are old, man. Gundogan is normal. He doesn't have that. He doesn't
So-
have. He doesn't have the legs again. De Bruyne doesn't have the legs again. So for
But
Maino's
let's look at the
there.
intelligence. Let's look at the intelligence of these players. I feel that this city, they have the experience and they are
No,
very, very intelligent.
of course.
When it comes to duels, I still think Ugarte is a dirty player. He wins every duel that he encounters. I love him for that. Kobe Mino as well. He's a very neat player. He's very careful with possession, in possession of the ball and all that. But I still think that the experience of Gundogan, Silva, and De Bruyne is going to be very pivotal to how City may break the defenses or may possess or may dominate United today.
Yeah, you're right, but still, for me, United, this lineup, this lineup, if it's what the manager is going to play this evening, for me, they are good to go. Reason is because you have two young lads in the midfield, which is Ugarte and Kobe Mino. It's there. You understand? So football right now have changed. Experience plays a very big role. Also, you can't take any of it, but strength also. You understand? These guys are young. De Bruyne doesn't have the legs anymore. I'm telling you, all you do to just put him on
It's
De
over.
Bruyne, and that is it.
It's showing.
It's showing. You understand? So, and again, I want to talk about the defense of
Man
City.
Yes.
Walker,
They've been
Diaz,
having serious
Simpson,
issues with
and
their defense.
the defense. No. The defense. This. Come back. Walker. This Walker, just like we said earlier, Walker is tired. For me, I think age is catching up Walker. And having Martinez and Dalot in that position, in that area. What was Savio is a young player also in Manchester City, but he's one problem I have with Savio is this: he's young, he's not decisive most times. He gets carried away. Things that sometimes you see him, you expect him to gain balls that you expect to release. He wants to keep hold of the ball, and most times it costs City. He's a good player, no doubt about it, but for me, he's not there yet.
Well, in a few minutes from now, I think the lineup for the City match should be out, and we'll know what exactly the team is going to look like. But from this perspective, lineup, I when I look at it, I still think that the quality from City may swallow that of United. What do you think?
Well, for me, when you talk of quality among these two teams, yes. You won't for me, I don't think, just like I said, I'm not talking for as a Manchester United fan. I'm talking of based on as a layman now who wants to watch the game. Man to man, to the toe. For me, Manchester United has what it takes. The only way I'm having challenge right now with Manchester United is the defense. That's the truth, is defense. But Manchester United attack, they're okay for me. Garnacho, Fernandes, Rashford, Diallo is coming from the other side. So. They are good to go. They are good to go. Haaland for Manchester City. Well, Haaland he's still getting the goals, but he's not the Haaland. We've not seen the best of Haaland compared to last season. So that is it. But it is what it is anyway.
If that should just mark.
No. It's what it is. Let's just say it's going to go this evening. So now let's put you on the spot. What's your prediction of today's game?
Kai.
What's the prediction?
Well, okay. Obviously, I want both teams to lose. I wish both teams.
You want both teams to lose?
I wish both teams can lose. If both teams
It's
lose,
possible.
it will be the best result for me. But at the moment, I think I would prefer United win over a City win, and I'm going to go United 3, City 2.
That's a big one. And that's going to be a turning point for.
And the reason why I'm giving City 2 goals is because I feel Onana has been shaky.
Yeah, of late he has been.
So he may let in a couple of those goals, but I still think United can come out with a result.
Well, same with me. I'm going with 2-1. Manchester United 2, City 1. You know. Anyway, just like so that's the prediction for me for today's game. This Lee Sports channel. Please subscribe and share the like button. And just share the like button and let's share the comment at the comment section. Let's see what's your take, what's your thought. You know, what do you have to say concerning the game this evening? Let's meet at the comment section. My name is Casey and this is Lee Sports channel. Thank you very much and ciao. We'll talk after the game. So man, thanks bro. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.